Hey everyone, thanks for listening today to our podcast. This is Sonia Crystal Williams of soniacrystal.com and Go Getter Marketing Group. And today I've got with me.
Hi, I'm Kylie from the Go Getter Marketing Group.
All right, so let's jump in. So, we are today talking about your personal brand. And if you've been following us on social media, whether that's through our Sonia Crystal, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on pages, or Go Getter Marketing Group, lately we've been talking a lot more about the importance of building your brand and really being the face of your brand. Now, as an agency, we focus a lot on the technical side of brand building, not so much the logos and all the pretty stuff. We've got other experts that we go to for that. We think about the brand from a messaging and targeting standpoint, and a lot of times we talk about it related to businesses. So today we want to talk about it. Yes, branding is important as a business, but also the personal side of where you fit in and your personal brand, whether you're the business owner yourself or you work at a business where you are visible and your personal brand matters. So first thing is, I want to talk a little bit about just being the face of your brand and why that is so important, right? And we're in a day and age where, like, that's a really big thing, right? There's so many social media influencers nowadays. Celebrities have more of an opportunity than ever to do endorsements. A lot of people are looking for ways that they can connect with a business. And as a person who has a personal brand, you can be that bridge. For a business, if they're branding, part of that branding process is they really need to humanize themselves and find a way to emotionally connect with their customers. When you insert yourself into that picture by becoming the face of your brand, you're also becoming part of that connection process. You're helping people get instant recognition and understanding your brand. Think about it. When we think about someone like Jeff Bezos, you immediately think Amazon. Elon Musk, you immediately think Tesla, right? So, those are people who are very visible and there's a brand attached to them. There's something that people know and see about them that helps create that connection. Maybe it's something they relate to, maybe it's something they don't relate to, but either way, it helps establish that brand. So, a couple of quick tips. I'm going to share a few quick tips. And we've got this detail, these details are on our blog at soniacrystal.com, Sonia with a J, Crystal with a C/blog. And these are a few notes from being the face of your brand that I'm going to kind of run down the list on. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about how you start pulling all this together. So, a few quick tips as you're looking at becoming the face of your brand. Number one, make social media your ally. Okay. And what does that simply mean? I've come across a lot of business owners who sometimes are very shy about sharing their story and talking about themselves personally in connection with their business. Look, if you want to have impact as a brand, you got to get over the shyness. And I know personally, I'm usually behind the scenes working on behalf of a lot of clients, but doing simple things like a podcast, for example, people can hear you. Being on video, even if it's just you talking and walking people through something, it helps people get to know more about you. It helps people get to know who you are. So doing Instagram stories or a Facebook Live or publishing videos on YouTube. These are all great starting points that you can do personally in connection with your business that'll help people really get to know you a little bit better. There's a saying in sales, people do business with who they know, like, and trust. And more than likely, it's not just your business or the company that you work for that's really driving people to become customers and clients. It's you. You're the person they know, like, and trust. So the more you can do that in a way that touches the masses, but does it in a very authentic and transparent way, the easier it's going to be to connect with people and really help you become the face of your brand. Number two, the power of a single story. So Think of it this way. You can really establish yourself and your personal brand by making sure you're really appearing and maybe just telling stories here and there. I'll use a great example, which is my husband who's in real estate. Now, Chris is my life partner. He's in real estate, and one of the things he does, not only as a real estate agent and broker, but also as an investor, is actually documents the stories of what his clients are doing when they're buying a home and going through the process. And even now, as he's doing investments and renovating properties, starting to tell the story of this is what happens when I'm renovating a property. Well, that makes him relatable to those people who are looking to renovate a property. It helps him become relatable as an agent. And he can use a single story that he shares on his social media, through email campaigns, in Instagram or Facebook stories, to his audience so that they can connect with him. Think about it that way. And it's a great way to do it because he's not direct promoting or selling. So that kind of goes on the don't list when it comes to personal branding. Don't always turn this into something that's a nonstop, kind of preachy, overselling type of thing. People crave authenticity. That's the world we're in right now. So try to be the authentic you. Be consistent with your message across your personal brand and your business brand, and look for ways to share value. You know, don't just promote, make yourself a really good resource for others. Now, let's step back just for a minute to talk about social media and how you can make social media your ally. Kylie, what are some things that people could do that kind of help bridge the gap on social media between business and personal brands?
One way that I know a lot of people use to divide that line between their personal life and their public life, whether that be their public persona, their business, their personal brand that they want the public to know, but not too much about them and their privacy, is that they create actually two social network profiles per platform. They have two Facebooks. They have a personal Facebook for their friends and family, and then they have their public page that has their public information about their business and about their values and consistency, as you were saying before, and so that you're still putting your personhood out there, your identity of who you are and what you want to accomplish, but without having to expose parts of your life that you may not feel the public needs to know, or you are shy. And so you just want to keep that level of distancing.
Yeah, and that's a really good point because that question will come up a lot when we've met with clients and kind of encourage them to go this route. Well, hey, I'm kind of private. I don't want everyone to know everything about me. So part of that is, yes, you can create profiles for yourself. And for example, if you went the Facebook route and you had two Facebook profiles, you could have one that you basically hide. You need to go into your privacy settings on Facebook and hide. And that's the one that no one can proactively send you connection requests. It's really something that only your friends and family have access to. And then you can, go crazy and post all the personal stuff you want. And then you might have one that's more public facing that people can connect to you on. You also need to think about, what is my narrative going to be? If I am a private person, but I'm trying to figure out how to be more authentic and transparent in how I showcase my role at a company or my role as a business owner or co-founder, then you've got to think about, what is the narrative going to be? What do I want people to know? What am I comfortable letting people know? And write that out. And then let that be your story. When you think about some of the world's best speakers and public personalities, think about Oprah, for example, right? If you really, really think about it, Oprah's been telling the same story, and she shared parts of her journey. So we get some new things about Oprah, but her general story about, kind of how she, became a TV show host and where she started back in Baltimore and how that grew into her show eventually, a little bit about her background, coming up, from high school or even like younger all the way through high school, and how she got to where she is today. It's the same story. Another person I'm heavily influenced by, Tony Robbins. He always shares the same story when you go to his events, when you listen. It's a very consistent story of what led him down the path to where he is today. So, question to you is, what is your story? What's the story that you're willing to share? because that becomes part of your personal brand. And how do you want to tie that back to your business? It could be how you got to where you are today in that business, whatever role that you're on, that you're in. It could be tying a little bit and letting people know and see a little bit about what some of your passions are. Whatever those things are, think about how you're going to bridge those things together and let that be the start to your personal brand. All right, so that's all we've got for today. If you all have any questions, feel free to give us a shout out on social media. You can look for us together, both me and Kylie, under Go Getter Marketing Group. Share your thoughts with us. Send us your messages. We'd love to hear some of your stories. And until then, look out for more of our podcasts as well as articles that can help you with your branding and your marketing. You can check out gogettergroup.com/blog or soniacrystal.com/blog and keep up with us there. Thanks, everyone.